not go anywhere because he will be giving us another performance towards the end of the show, and you definitely do not want to miss that one. But of course, joining us right now, we do have the principal of Rustenburg's Junior Girls School, and that is Principal Belinda Petersen, as well as the Chairperson of the IDT Committee, Unathi Stofile, and they'll be telling us a bit more about the school's IDT metric survey and how the IDT metric survey was introduced as a measure, to measure rather the inclusion, diversity, and of course the transformation as part of their 5-year strategic plan to make a difference in the lives of all of the students. They are part of their wonderful institution. I'm super excited to hear more about this IDT metric survey. So without wasting any more time, let's please welcome the beautiful ladies to the studio. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. I know the traffic was a bit hectic, but you are here now, and that is all that matters. Yeah. Now, for people that are hearing about IDT metric survey for the very first time, can you please just take us through what it is and how you plan to implement it within Rustenburg Girls Junior?
So firstly, just thank you for having us, and just to give background to what IDT means, because we use the acronym a lot at school, but I'm aware your viewers may not know. It stands for Inclusivity, Diversity and Transformation. Okay. And as a school, it is part of our overall strategy in terms of being an inclusive, diverse, transforming school. And so the survey was initially developed as part of our 5-year strategic plan. So in 2020, when we were all stuck at home in COVID, we started rethinking how we do things at the school and paving the way forward, starting to think more strategically. Because we had been doing inclusivity, diversity and transformation work for a few years already, but just to solidify that. And so we've worked on that, and so out of that strategic plan, which included staff and parent engagement, so they gave input into that plan. And one of the projects and tasks that was in that plan was around developing a metric survey to see and to try and measure how we're doing as a school in terms of becoming inclusive, diverse, and transforming. So that's kind of where it stems from.
Now, when you talk about, the implementation and how it's going to shape and transform the lives of the students that are part of this institution, how do you see it coming about and how do you see it coming alive?
So I think the mechanics of it is firstly to ensure that we have adequate diversity within the school community. Yes. And we achieve that through admissions in terms of learners, but also recruitment in terms of a diverse teacher body, as well as broader staff body. So through that act, then we achieve representation. I think representation is important because if I see myself in others, then at least I'm comforted and assured that my needs are advocated for. So it's not diversity for diversity's sake. We've got to then manage it. The downside of that would be chaos. So how we manage it is through a process of fairness and ensuring equity. Because for us it's important that every staff member and every girl, while they are at Rustenburg Girls Junior School, thrive to their full potential. So access then is about acknowledging where there are advantages, but also dealing with those that are disadvantaged in terms of the barriers they face. And the work we do is to ensure that we work in ensuring that we limit the amount of barriers so that everybody has equal access and thrives to their full potential. Then also it is about ensuring that we reimagine how we do things. The last thing we want and expect is assimilation. So it's important for us to then reimagine how we go about school practices, the overall culture of the school, but also then thoroughly then and robustly interrogate our policies that enable and foster the culture that we want of inclusivity. Then inclusion is ensuring that everybody is able to participate, and the outcome that we want is an express sense of belonging for every individual. And that people can say, I am valued, respected at Rustenburg Girls Junior School.
Now, we know that, students come from many different cultural backgrounds, many different homes, where they are taught how things are done or the values that they are taught from home, and they bring those into school. So there might be some, I think we can't shy away from the fact that, some sort of discomfort that may come from the students when we talk about inclusivity or even diversity, because some might not even understand, the necessity and why it's so necessary to live in a culture, that is inclusive and diverse. How does Rustenburg Girls Junior then plan to, champion, of course, and also address some of the discomfort that may come along with this initiative?
So for us, it's really a multi-pronged approach. It's not just looking at the girls themselves, but it's involving parents, involving staff, and we like to call them courageous conversations. Sometimes it's just around not knowing what the other person's lived experience is like, because that's not your background. And so creating spaces for conversation is very important. And so we do that with the girls in the classrooms. We tackle it in our assemblies through our messages, but also, creating space for parents to have conversations. We have school community meetings and parent talks. We have staff engagements and things like that. So we try to do things in different ways to involve the entire school body, school community. And so, so that's really how we address it. And then we also are a values-based school. The Western Cape Education Department speaks a lot about values and instilling values in children. And especially, as you mentioned, coming from diverse backgrounds and cultural experiences, we're all coming with different expectations in how we even think of something like respect, and so we delve into a value each term and really take a deep dive into what that means. So character development is very important as part of our strategy as well.
Definitely. And ladies, unfortunately, we are running out of time, but I will give you an opportunity rather to speak. But I also want to talk about, a milestone and achievement that has come out of this program. Maybe just before you answer my question, you can touch on that as well.
Okay, no, I was just going to add to what Belinda said previously. I think the big secret also that she's not telling you is that Rustenburg is a multilingual school.
Oh.
So in terms of the values that we espouse and, unpack, those are translated into English, Afrikaans, and isiXhosa. So from a language barrier perspective, and at least from an understanding point of view, everybody has a firm grasp of what it is that we are trying to achieve. And certainly, from a culture of learning, we also then offer isiXhosa lessons to parents who eagerly participate. So it is inclusive in that way.
Yeah.
In terms of the...
Unfortunately, we are running out of time. My director is counting me down, saying, Michelle, you have to wrap this up. But thank you so much for joining us on the show today. And you definitely want to make sure that you learn more about this amazing initiative. And of course, the institution as a whole, please make sure that you follow and you check out Rustenburg Girls Junior on all their social media platforms and, of course, their website, so that you maybe can also learn something about the initiative that they are trying to push. But right now, let's head over to a quick ad break. We'll be more with Excel Live right after this.